Hey everyone, Matt J. Doyle here with TAP Interviews and Team Easyway. I have Dr. Jeffrey Benton, the amazing Dr. Jeffrey Benton, online with us here this morning. So please, listen to what he has to say. It's very important. And thank you for joining the broadcast. Welcome, Dr. Jeffrey Benton.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. Now that we're back online, a continuation from yesterday because we had technical difficulties and we took care of that. Let's get people excited about healing.
Yes, excited about healing.
Okay.
So I'm sure everyone wants to know, they read your brief bio and they saw the blog. A lot of people read it. So I'm sure they want to know exactly what you do. So could you just elaborate what you specialize in and what you do, doctor?
There's two different things here, but what do? I help identify and locate the blocks in your nervous system and clear them out. So really the basis, I'm a licensed chiropractor, and the basis of chiropractic is looking for nerve interference. And by identifying it, and I use a number of modalities to identify it. Mainly, I use muscle testing. There are a number of ways to look at what's going on in the body. There's a lot of machines. There's a lot of digital machines out there. You can hold on to them. It sort of assesses what's going on with you. I really like using muscle testing. It's really a one-on-one approach. I actually consider what I do concierge chiropractic. It is identifying exactly what you need, what exactly is going on with you. And we have really good results. Every time you come in, something's going to get better. Because every time I tune up the nervous system, the whole body runs better. And by taking a block out of your of a body part or an area, that means the rest of the body is going to run better. So in a nutshell, that's what I do on a daily basis.
Sounds awesome, doctor. So you customize it to the individual by the sounds of it to find out exactly what they need, which could be different to what other people need.
It's true. There really is there's no cookie cutter approach. Well, let me take this back. If you get up to the higher realms of chiropractic, then you really need to ask the body what they all need. There are many good chiropractic doctors, and there's places called like The Joint where you go in and you lay down and you get a good basic adjustment, and it's going to feel good and it's going to open things up. But if you want to have a higher experience of health and vitality, then you really need to have more of a concierge approach to your body. And that's what I do.
Awesome. So you sound like you do a lot of things to help people, and I noticed that you help people that have had emotional traumas, scar tissue, and you're also involved in kinesiology. Could you elaborate a little bit more about what that is and how you've helped people?
Well, kinesiology is the method. Again, that's more the technical term of muscle testing. Probably in one of our future shows, I'll just have to have a live person here in my little studio to show you what that is. Well, you can also go to my YouTube channel, Light Touch Healing Center. Search that for YouTube, and there's a number of videos there that are already posted of me working on people dealing with their structural issues. You mentioned I deal with emotional trauma, because trauma comes in several different ways. There's structural, there is emotional, there's chemical. So, trauma gets bombarded. We get bombarded by life, and life has got all these different facets to it. And it affects our body. It affects our body and our mind and how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about the world.
Absolutely. So just you mentioned there that you have a YouTube channel, so let me just show the viewers that real quick. If you don't mind, I'll just share the screen.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. And it's called Light Touch Healing Center, right?
Yeah, so go to YouTube. Yeah, Light Touch Healing. There you go.
Can you see that? Light Touch Healing Center,
Yeah.
and you can see the doctor's videos there. Part 2 of emotional trauma, kinesiology, tissue testimonial, and a couple of other testimonials, and digestion connection. Could you tell us a little bit more about what digestion connection is?
Well, digestion connection or concussion connection? Well, anyways, we can talk about both of them. I'm not
both
sure.
of them,
So anyways, there's digestion. Everything's connected through our nervous system, including our digestion. There's probably, I'm not sure where we would find this, but if we look online, we will see a map of the nervous system, and it has the spinal levels. And maybe if we take a break, I can go find mine and show it to you. But there's spinal levels, and it tells you where each of these, when the spine exits a certain region, where it goes. And these nerves that exit the spine go to every muscle and every organ in the body. So the stomach, the liver, the pancreas, these are all organs get innervated by the nerves from the nervous system. So if you have a digestive issue, that just tells me that the nerve supply to that organ isn't optimal, or there's something that's irritating your stomach or your intestines. And I would be using, once again, the tool of muscle testing, kinesiology, to help try to identify what is that irritant and where's the disconnect. And that's what we use. And we do the same thing for the brain.
Oh, you do the same thing for the brain?
Right. So we would do muscle testing. People who have concussions, ever since they fell or got hit and fell, they've been foggy in the brain. They can't think clearly. They don't sleep clearly. They have a little PTSD of the event. We can use the same general approach to find out what part of the head is sort of pushed in. See, if you look at the brain, it's a jigsaw puzzle of many pieces that fit together. We have temporal lobes, we have occipital lobes, we have the frontal lobe, and then in the face we have like a whole dozen little bones that fit together precisely. And what I mean by precisely is you get hit by a baseball and it hits you here, then it's going to actually impact the precise precision of how these bones connect with each other. And there's lots of nerve endings, as we know. The brain is all about nerve endings, interdigitations and interconnections. And then as a result, they are not firing as they should be. So we want to take pressure off the skull. And as a result of that, you'll feel better.
I see. So it's a pretty amazing, thing to know. So I guess all the viewers would like to know, what kind of education did you have to do to be able to practice this?
They do? Okay.
Yeah, I would like to know what kind of. I would like to know what is your education?
Well, I have a degree in cellular, a biology degree from Cal State Northridge, and a minor in chemistry. And then from there, I went to Los Angeles College of Chiropractic, also now known as Southern California University of Health Sciences, and I have my doctorate in chiropractic, which I received from there. Now, during school, I was already drawn to the muscle testing, and I've taken, 250 to 300 hours of applied kinesiology classes. Majority of that was during school and or weekend seminars, and a lot of other classes or electives that they suggest. It's definitely not required, but they suggest as a result of that. And then after I graduated chiropractic college, I was involved with spiritual thought, which was a combination of the Kabbalah Center and Landmark. and that got sort of opened up my higher levels of consciousness. So I'm really an out of the box thinker when it comes to your health.
Wow, yeah. I mean, there's so much to it, isn't there? Such a broad subject. Yeah, there's a lot.
It's a big world out there.
Yeah. So just going back to scar tissue, does that come from having an emotional trauma, or like if you've had an emotional trauma, do you have scar tissue, or is it separate?
Well, scar tissue. Well, I said there's emotional scar tissue, which is like that wall, that defensive wall, and anxiety. Whenever you think about certain things in your life or certain activities, that would be an emotional scar tissue. But there's actually, physical scar tissue when you have an injured body part, and the healing process will lay down more collagen, more connective tissue, but it doesn't lay it down the way it was originally formed. It'll just lay it down like any way it needs to lay it down. And the very important reason that you should be moving and putting a little exercise into that body part that was injured, so the collagen, this connective tissue, instead of laying down crisscross or any which way, will actually line up. And there's actually electron microscope images where I think they used rabbits back in the 70s. They showed a healthy muscle or ligament tissue, and then they injured it and then didn't do anything to heal it, and then how the resultant scar formation formed. And then they also repeated that, but they actually put some motion into the joint, and then you sort of see that the scar tissue. And I can actually send you this article. I can sort of email this over to you to show your readers. The resultant scar tissue from the injury that wasn't healed was just all over the place and almost twice as large as the original muscle or ligament. So that's like you get injured, and then like a few months later you feel a bump. You feel a bump in that area, and that's an indication that scar tissue was formed there. And
Okay.
it also blocks transmission. It prevents the force. Let's say you're trying to apply a force to the muscle, but if not all the ligaments are lined up, then whatever you're trying to transmit by pulling isn't going to get transmitted fully to move the body part. If that makes sense to you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that does. And so that's physical scar tissue. What about emotional scar tissue? What about emotional scar tissue?
Emotional scar tissue, shows up as anxiety, as hesitation to really live life fully. Emotional scar tissue just has a myriad of effects. It could range from not being allergic to something. Why are you allergic to a certain issue that you were never allergic to before? It could be that you had some falling out. Something bad happened whenever that maybe that food was in the way. What if you learned about 9/11 whenever you were eating strawberries and yogurt, and all of a sudden you have an issue with strawberries and yogurt because you learned about 9/11 whenever you were eating your breakfast, and that was so that it gets associated with the trauma of learning about 9/11.
Yeah, so it's associated to something that you eat.
Right.
Oh, that's amazing.
The body is really quite amazing. The body and the mind and the spirit, you just put it all together. It's really amazing. But let me share this. Normally the body is designed to adapt and survive. Our bodies are made to make sure that we survive and adapt to situations, and we're very good at that. It takes another level of, I'll say, consciousness and healing, to want to get out of just adapting and to get your body reset to whenever you were younger, whenever you were completely healthy. It takes a different kind of mindset to want to stop adapting and getting you reset to, original manufacturer's specifications. And that's what we get to do with you here at the Life Touch Healing Center.
Awesome. The Life Touch Healing Center sounds great. I just want to share with the audience a webpage. Just bear with me while I pull it up.
Sure.
Yeah. And it is your 360
yes.
site, www.drjeff360.com. I would like to encourage the audience to take a look at this website. And as you can see, you have a video, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, reviews, and a link to your website.
Yes.
And that looks amazing. I encourage them to find out a little bit more about you by going to that website, drjeff360.com.
Yeah.
Well, we've covered a lot in today's broadcast, Jeffrey. Dr. Jeffrey, do you want to say anything else to the audience about the subject that you're involved with? Or?
Well, let's see. Let me mention that. So this is a pamphlet. Let me see if I can get this shown to you right. So this is a pamphlet, and the book is actually at the publisher, and I hope to have it out and by fall of this year.
Okay.
So the book, it talks about how I developed the emotional trauma release technique.
Got it.
So how I developed it, and not only how I developed it, but it actually gives the readers how to do it. They will be able to use the technique, or at least a simplified form of the technique, by getting the book and reading the book, so they can start using that book to start clearing out some of their own emotional trauma.
Awesome. It's called Emotional Trauma Release Technique.
Well, the book is entitled The Emotional Trauma Release Technique: The Ultimate Guide to Release Life Trauma.
Okay, great. Sounds amazing. And that comes out in the fall?
I sure hope so. It's been pushed back a number of times, but it's at the publisher now, and we're expecting hopefully a fall release.
Okay, and then of course when it comes out, will it be on your website?
It's going to be all over. It'll be on the website. Yeah. It's going to be on Amazon. It'll get distributed to all the different places. And then there'll probably be some book signings. So if people want to let you know, I'm sure I'm going to do something with Easy Way Network on the promotion of that as well. Okay,
so yeah, that's great. So all they need to do is just keep going to your website every now and again just to keep updated on the book.
That's true. That's true.
And they can get to your website through drjeff360.com.
Oh, that's right. Yes, and or Facebook friend up with me, or Instagram up with me, or LinkedIn, and then I'll be letting people know through all these social media platforms.
Okay, awesome. And just one last thing before we finish. So that's all that you have to do with work, which is a big part of your life. But what do you like to do just for fun or hobbies?
Fun and hobbies include a lot of outdoor sport activities. So I just hiking, basketball, swimming. I really haven't done enough of water skiing, but I'd like to do more of that. And actually swing dancing. I like little couples dancing to the modern grooves. So I like doing that.
Wow, very interesting. Well, it was awesome to talk to you today, Dr. Jeffrey Benton. Thank you very much for coming on our show, TAP Interviews. Thanks again to Team EasyWay for supporting us. And you can go to easywaymobile.com, easywaynetwork.com, easywayliveevents.com, or easywaywall.com. And
it's
this
a lot of easy.
Yeah, a lot of easy, yes. Well, thank you very much today, and let's keep in touch.
Okay, great. Beautiful.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.